Modelers, how you doing? I'm just going to have a bit of a chat with you and do a repair on this model. I ain't any sort of big projects in the pipeline at the minute, not for a couple of weeks. Work diary's pretty full. The weather's lovely, apart from it's a little bit on the windy side. But any sort of spare time I got, I just want to be down the field flying while the weather's like this, if I'm honest. But I've got to repair this elevator because, like an absolute numpty on Saturday, I broke it. Showing off to me mate. So yeah, we had I was down at my normal flying field, Goose Hill, and there was a crosswind, and I got my mate stood next to me while I was flying, and the plane was coming in sideways, and he was like, "Oh, side slipping." I said, "Oh, you want to see side slipping?" So I was like, properly got it over, and I was like, and I just happened to catch the elevator on a tuft of glass just off the edge of the strip, and it broke it. So it goes to show how delicate these things are. But yeah, don't go showing off. So yeah, I thought I'd bring it in the house, have a bit of a chat and fix this up and stuff, because I ain't got nothing else doing. Yeah, this model, this MXS, it's the EXtreme Flight 83-inch MXS. It's just from the day I brought it, which was approaching a year ago because it was at Western Park, I was a little bit like this about it. I was a bit like, apprehensive about it, like. But I did a few little bits on it, a few things on it needed to get it going, and flew the maiden flight on it, and from that day I've been flying it more and more and more, and because the engine that was in the model was a brand new DLE 35RA, had never been run. I've had to run the engine and tune it up and stuff, and I'm getting more and more used to it. The more I'm getting used to the engine, I'm trusting the engine, the more I'm pushing the aeroplane and trusting the aeroplane more. And it's starting to become a bit of a thing. I'm starting to really, really enjoy it, because it does everything that I like. It's everything I like in a model airplane. Its aerobatic manoeuvres are effortless. They look effortless. They sound effortless. It goes where you point it. It does what you want it to do. It's just an incredible aeroplane. And I was like, sort of, I'm going to have to do stuff with this, go into the computer and transmit and tame it and things like that. Because I fly everything turned up to the max, right? Travel and servos as far as I'll go. I don't use any expo at all. I don't use gyros. I don't mix anything whatsoever. Okay, if it needs to be flown, I fly it off the sticks. It's just the way I've always done it. I learned on Sky Sport 4 transmitter, you couldn't turn things down, you couldn't put in expo, you couldn't do like that. I've just stayed that way. And I think if I can fly smoothly and nicely like that, I'll carry on doing it until the day comes where I get a little bit shaky in the fingers or whatever, and I need to, put in any expo. But the minute I don't, so that's the way I fly model airplanes. That's the way I like to fly airplanes. I like to have full control, full feel, and full control over every surface. I don't want my rudder going when I put in aileron unless I do it on the sticks. I want everything put in there. I want to do everything myself. And that's just, to fly this kind of model with everything turned up as far as it will go, and not have that sort of expo, and to fly it the way I fly it, it's phenomenal. I thought it might bite me. I thought it might, sort of be a bit twitchy, be a bit naughty, but it's not actually. It's very, very tame. If it'll bite, it'll bite you. It will bite you if you let it. But as long as you know what you're doing, it's just a thing of beauty, honestly, and it does turn heads at the Model Flying Club. We went for a club meal the one night, and there was talk at the table, because I took this down to the other field. I flew at the other field, and somebody who was up the other field said to somebody in the club, they said, "Oh, Neil's MXS might need noise testing." I think they thought it was a bit on the loud side. So we just sat at the table, and this sort of people, was talk about it, like, that it might be noisy. So the following day, or was it the following day? It might have been the day after. I bundled it in the car. I knew the chairman was going down to the field I normally go to, along with the club secretary. So I thought, right, okay, I'm just going to take it down. I'm going to put this to bed. So I took it down, and I said to him, look, there's obviously talk about this being noisy. I said, look, I'm going to fire it up. I'm going to fly it in front of you. Just let me know what you think. So I fires it up, and I goes off and I fly it. And I was expecting, one of them to come down and say, yeah, you're going to have to land that, But no, I flew it, and I made sure I used every inch of the throttle stick, you know what I mean? And then I opened it up and made sure it was at times at full bore and stuff. And yeah, I flew it for about 10 minutes. I landed it, and took it back up to the pits and walked up, and I just said, look, what do you think? And they both just said, it's fantastic. I mean, it's brilliant. It looks lovely in the air. It sounds lovely. It's really nice. And the chairman actually said to me, he said, what it is, he said, because you've got that DLE can on it, that big can, he said, what it's doing is it's taking all the high pitched notes and turning them down. So what you've got is you've got a noise that's grunty. It sounds powerful, but it's low tones. It's not high tones, so it's not annoying to the ear. And as the weeks have gone on, other committee members have come down from the club, and it's flown in front of them. They've all said the same thing, how nice it sounds, and how nice it is in the air and stuff. So if you're getting any sort of doubts about noise at your Model Flying Club, I would highly recommend that you just say to somebody in the committee, look, can I just let me fly it in front? Get it. Don't let the gossip go around your club. Just put it to bed. Fly the model and put it to bed. Get it put to bed. If it is too noisy, there's things you can do. You can upgrade the exhaust systems. You can change the size of the prop. There's lots of different things you can do. So, but yeah, I'm absolutely, the more and more I'm sort of flying the model, the more and more I'm loving it. I had the issue with the engine when I first had it, so I paid nothing for this. I bought it from Western Park. It was £230, £230. That was with a brand new DLE 35, DLE can, header pipe, 6 Savox digital servos. It needed a bit of patchwork, patching up on it, a bit of tidying up doing on it and stuff, but it's just been a phenomenal aeroplane. I had to put a new ignition lead on, so the ignition lead had gone, that got the engine running. The engine wasn't running, so I was sort of running it in and tuning it as I was going, trying to get it to work. There was times where it wouldn't knife edge one way and it wouldn't go inverted and stuff, but as I sort of got the tuning right, it got better. It got a lot better, and then to the point where it was all, it was running itself in, and it got to the point where it was perfect. It would do, everything. I was doing inverted low passes with it, low knife edging, all that kind of stuff. It was absolutely perfect. And then there was one day when it'd be about 2 weeks ago, I was down the field with it, and I fired it up, flew it, and it all of a sudden started playing silly buggers again. At certain positions, it wasn't running, and I thought, oh, because the weather's warming up, it's getting warm. Maybe the engine, the parameters, it might need a little bit of tuning and stuff. But I left it, and then the other day when I went down and did the maiden flight with the new style glider, which, by the way, picked up quite a few subscribers through that series of videos, so big thank you to all of you. Big thank you for all the really nice comments that I got regarding that model. Everybody seemed to be enjoying it. Everyone was really supportive, so I'm over the moon about that. Thanks to everyone for that. But yeah, that day I put this in the car, put the new style rider in the car, and there was a guy outside. He was cutting his lawn, and I'd got a little bit of petrol in the can, and I needed to get some more. And I thought, so I said to him, "So do you want a bit of petrol?" He's like, "Yeah." So he has this bit of petrol off me. It wasn't a lot, half a litre or something, I don't know, maybe a litre. And because I've been running this in, I've been running it on what was recommended, about a 30 to 1 mix. So I stopped by the petrol station on the way to Flying Field, and I got 4 litres of petrol. Took my oil and my measuring stuff with me, got to the field, and I put 100 ml of oil in, giving me a 40 to 1 mix. So I'd got a lower oil mix of petrol and new petrol. Fill the tank up, I fire up the airplane, and there it was straight away. It was instant. The difference, you could just tell the minute it fired up, it was popping. It was loving it. And I think what it was, I think the petrol had probably just got a little bit stale. So some new petrol, and again, it's working brilliantly. But you know, you fly it, and you can fly it low, slow, and then you can just open the throttle up just a little bit, and it'll be like a dot up in the air, and you can do like big sort of spins and flat spins, inverted flat spins, and knife edge spins, all that stuff, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. It really is. It's a joy to fly. So yeah, it's turned my head. I tell you. So I was never one for ARTFs really, apart from the trainers like the Boomerang and Shoot 40 and Rising Star and all that kind of stuff. So I've always thought they were fantastic, you know, trainers. But the 2 ARTFs I've owned other than trainers, one was a Western Groove, if you remember them, had the purple film on it. So it was like a metallic purple, if I remember right. I had one of them, and I was flying that. Yeah, it was about 2008, I think, and I was rolling down the strip, and the engine and firewall went one way, and the fuselage went another way, and the whole lot ended up in a big heap on the floor. And when I looked at it, the firewall was just tacked on with a bit of CA, just in places. Like, I was like, no. And the other one was I had a Black Horse. Was it Black? Yeah, it was Black Horse. It was either Black Horse or Seagull Decathlon, like a 60 size. And I like that model, but when you started the engine, Jesus, you know, it was like having a tin can full of nails and just going like that all the time with it. It sounded horrendous, like the vibrations and the noise that went through his fuse, like awful. So I sort of got a bit put off ARTFs for that. But then obviously, you know, I couldn't refuse this bargain. I took this, and it's absolutely brilliant. I tell you. They say bigger flies better. It does. It really does. So yeah, I need to fix this elevator for Saturday, because this is the only plane I want to fly really at the minute. I'm getting a bit bored of the EXtreme. I've had that 3 years now. Been flying that for 3 years now. Again, I bought that from Western Park. So it's been a great model, but it's just the EXtreme is one of the models where if it's really calm, it flies brilliant, it's lovely, but you get a little bit of wind, and because she's got that big wide wing, it's like a kite, it gets bullied, so it looks a bit ugly. You fly it in wind, whereas this isn't. This is completely different. This is rock solid. Don't need nothing to aid it. You don't need to put no gyros in these. They just work. So yeah, I'm thinking about probably getting maybe the Seagull Extra I've looked at, or the maybe the Pilot RC Laser, the 1.5 metre one, and then taking the MVVS 49, which is a 2-stroke glow engine, and the radio gear, servos, receiver and battery from the EXtreme, putting it into put it into either, it's probably going to be the Pilot RC laser, to be honest, and then give the EXtreme away maybe. I know my mate Deadly said he might want it, but I've got two. I've actually got two of them, so I'll give him one of them. Could be fun, couldn't it? Deadly with a bloody EXtreme. Yeah, that might be worth doing just for the comedy value. But yeah, I haven't mind upon that yet, but Western Park's coming up soon, so it'll either be a trip to Pilot RC to pick up a laser, or maybe something else. I don't know yet. We'll see when I'm there. But yeah, that's what's going on. There's not really, you know, a lot happening. Work diary's absolutely rammed for the next few weeks. So, like I said, any spare days I've got, I want to be flying. But I've had confirmation from the magazine publishers that my next article is going in pretty soon. So the RCM&E mag, I can't think what date it comes out, but it shouldn't be long now. We'll see what free plan comes in that. Means as everybody seems to like a free plan build from the RCM&E, I might do, you know, for something suitable in there, something interesting, I might do another one. But they will only be bulk, so I won't do the foam board stuff. Not interested in it. Not interested in flying anything that doesn't have a heartbeat, have a, you know, an internal combustion engine working it. So so yeah, we'll see what plan comes in the RCM&E magazine. Maybe we'll build that if it's anything, you know, sort of decent or worth doing. But yeah, let's get this. We'll have to get this elevator fixed. So yeah, I just thought I'd have a chat. No, it sounds daft, but I saw Chris from Dad's RC Hangar do it the other day. He just sat there having a chat, and I thought, oh, I could talk about model airplanes all day, me. And you know, most of the time there's nobody to talk to. So unfortunately, I'm talking to you lot. You just have to put up with me. I have to put up with a waffle. So yeah, we'll get this fixed, and we'll get back down the field Saturday. And hopefully, for somebody there who's decent with a camera, maybe I'll get somebody to film a proper, you know, now it's flying really well, and now I'm sort of getting to grips with it and stuff, and the engine's working well, and the way I've been flying it is turning heads. So if there's somebody there who's decent with a camera, other than Deadly, who's absolutely useless, I'll get somebody to film it and put a, you know, a really nice flight video on, because I'd love to do that. So right, I'm gonna finish my coffee. I'm gonna pause you lot for a minute. I'm gonna go and do a couple of little bits and bobs, and I'm gonna come back and cut this film off here, find out what's going on, put a bit of glue on it, get it fixed, and get it back up the shed. Batteries all charged and ready for Saturday. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Let's have a little look see at this then. So it's broken across the front rail there, you can see. But if you can see inside, just there, it's all broken clean. I've got all the pieces that sort of go in. The only piece I haven't got is this one here. It's basically a glue together job. So what I'm going to do, it's quite good when you get a clean break and you can glue it back together. So I'm just going to pull that away from there, and I'm going to put some it's Gorilla Wood glue onto that bit of balsa there. Now this will have an open grain, so I'm going to get plenty on, pull it away and let that sit back together. So it will naturally just sit in its own, back in its rightful position. I haven't got to force it in, I haven't got to do anything like that. So I've got that glued in. Then what I'm going to do, where that bit of balsa there came away, I'm going to drop some CA into that. If my CA will work, I need to unblock it. Just knock the top off the nozzle a little bit. So I'm just going to, again, move that away. Oh, drop in some CA and then pop that back together. That'll hold that in there now. Right, I've just cut a small piece of plywood just to brace across. There's a rib on the rib inside there. There's a slight gap, a little, just like a little notch in the rib, and it'll just allow that bit of plywood to go through. Doesn't weigh anything, but it'll just brace that across there. So I'm just going to use some Gorilla Wood glue for that. So I'll drop it in with some Gorilla Wood glue, and I'll just put a drop of CA just on it, just to make sure it doesn't move. Sorry if my arm's in the way. There we go, that's braced. So I'm going to carry on with this front section. Move you back a bit. So now I just want to tidy this bit up. So what we've got is, we have got the original piece that came out. If I can just pop that into there, if I can get that to fit, which it does, but it's a little bit proud there for some reason. We'll pop that back down. Okay. Make sure that's all seated nicely. I'm just going to wick some CA in. Okay. That's that back on. Now inside this rib here has cracked just slightly there at the back and a little bit at the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start at the front, I'm going to feed some CA into the cracks, and I'm just going to push it back together until that CA sets. There we go. And the same at the back. So I'll get it in there. Okay. Now, I think cut a piece of wood for here, because this rib is broken across there. No, it's not moved, it is broken. So what I'm going to do, I'll do the same again. Just a little bit of Gorilla Wood glue. I'm just going to pop that on there. And I've just cut a piece of wood, just a bit of balsa with a chamfer on, just to seat that back there. It's not structural, I just don't want that coming apart inside the elevator and sounding rattly. I'll say it's not structural, it is structural because it's there for a reason, but I think I'm out of CA. There we go. Not there. And then I just need to cut a piece of balsa for here. Take that off. Yeah. like that. There we go. I'll just trim that down there, just roughly, ain't overly fussy. Down there. Some good glue all over that, and that'll help strengthen up this this braking rib as well. This wood glue will dry very quick in this warm weather. Pop that in. So, turn that off. Okay. Down a bit. So I'll wick some cyan around the front there, just to give that a little bit more strength there, and that's repaired. As far as I'm concerned, that elevator is repaired. As simple as that, it was nothing major. I've just got to cover it now, so I'm gonna fire up the iron, and I'm gonna go back to using my one of my favourite materials, which is cover grip. And the reason for that is this is all cover. What I'm putting on is Rip Max Aero film, so the two are probably not going to stick together very well. So just around the seams, I'll just put a bit of cover grip on. In fact, we'll do that now. So just along the covering, just along the aura cover, and it'll dry on there, and it'll allow the Rip Max Aero film to stick to it nicely. In fact, I'm going to go all the way around the perimeters because I don't want this coming off. Yeah, clean brakes are just quite simple. You're just basically gluing back together. If it's structural like it was on the spar across the front of the elevator, just brace it like I did with that bit of ply. And that's all you need to do. And this is the important bit here where I'm going to put the join across there. We want to make sure that that is well glued. Okay, I think that'll do for the top. I'm going to do the bottom because there is, although it's not a break, there is a split in the film. So I'm going to cut that bit out and I'm going to put a patch on the bottom. So I'll just cut that out now. I'll put a line of the cover grip around the seam and we'll just put a blue patch there. It's not going to match, but I'm not really bothered. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit when we cover this up. Hey modelers, so I'm back with the elevator and the covering, and the cover grip is dried. So I'm just gonna get this covering on here. I'll do the cover grip on the iron there. Let's try and just wipe that off on that towel. So. Now these colours are going to be off, but I'm not bothered. I don't care. Once I'm happy with this model, 100% happy with it, I shall either go out and buy the Aura cover in the right colours and put it back to its original sort of state as it should be, or I shall strip it and recover it completely different. So at the moment I'm not worried about patches because everything is a learning curve, and what I've learnt with this is don't show off and get it close to long tufts of grass because it is delicate and it will break. To be honest, I actually really do like the colours of this, to be fair. So what I probably will do is I probably will go out and get Aura cover and just put it back to take away cut off all the bad covering and patch it up and make it like new. What's going on, lovely? Now that wouldn't have stuck down without the cover grip. It would have been a real struggle, but that cover grip really grabs it. Really, really good stuff. How much do I need down there? Full amount there. So, and then all the way to there. Okay. Say straight edge across there. Just the weight of the blade, just to cut through, because we don't want to cut the ball sack. So just the weight of the blade. Yeah, all around the edge. pressure around that hinge there. Bit of excess. Yeah. Right, now that looks a little bit messy because obviously I've picked up glue on the iron from what I put down, plus all the other stuff, sheep poo and everything that's all over the tail from years used down the field. So I'm going to go and get my my lyser fluid and some kitchen towel and we'll give this a clean up. But we've got repaired elevator, which is all I'm bothered about at the minute. So I'll go and get some lighter fluid and we'll clean this up and I'll come back to you when I've done that. See you in a minute. Well, that was quick and easy, wasn't it? You wouldn't even really know it's been repaired, would you? I mean, you can when you look closely, like, obviously, but that'll do for me. For now, I'm happy with that. It's good and strong. It's usable. It's ready for Saturday. That's the important thing, isn't it? You're not going to notice that different shade of white when that's 200 foot up in a flat spin or something. So now I'm happy. It's all done. Yeah. So this video wasn't really about repairing this plane. It was more about just having a natter, you know what I mean? Talking about model airplanes and stuff, and yeah, it's that's it. That's what it's all about. But hopefully on Saturday, the weather forecast looks good. So hopefully, we'll all definitely get down there. But I'm hoping that one of my club mates, Michael, somebody might come down and do a nice video for me on this flying. So yeah, but yeah, properly enjoying it, properly loving this model, and I'm enjoying doing videos for you guys. It's really good. I mean, even just today in the last hour, just sitting down early, having a bit of a natter, and then going on to do this. So I've gone on to YouTube in between, and I've had another 2 subscribers just in the last hour, and it's like, it's every time you look and that number of subscribers is going up. it's good. It's a good feeling because it's like people are enjoying your content and people are watching and they want to subscribe to watch again and things. And it's honestly, if you ain't subscribed, please subscribe because it is good. It don't cost you nothing, you know, and that goes the same for everybody and every YouTuber. Do you know what I mean? Subscribe to channels because it takes people's time and effort to sit down and do videos for people to watch. You know. So it's worth subscribing. It's worth subscribing to them. So I do put a lot of effort in. It is a good feeling when you see that number going up. I mean, I've picked up. I'm nowhere near where some of the guys are on YouTube. You know, there's people got thousands. Nowhere near that. But just in the space of a fortnight, I've picked up over 30 odd subscribers. It's just it is good. It's proper good. So yeah, but right, that's me done. I'm gonna have a bit of dinner. I'm gonna take this back up the shed, make sure everything's all charged up and it's ready for Saturday because I've got work tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna get this all done. Go outside, cut the lawn, and yeah, that's it. That's me done. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for everything. Thanks for just listening to me waffle on about radio control airplanes. It is good, isn't it? So, right guys, catch you later. Have a good week and a good weekend and enjoy this weather. Get down the flying field and fly some model airplanes because there's nothing better. See you in a bit.